What a mega day. After seeing the fish that we stocked from here this morning, which you'll see on this video, yeah, an amazing fish. We stocked it from here at £59 just before Christmas, so in December. Just come out at 62.4, and it's an absolute cracking fish, and real testament to this strain and what they look like and how they grow, and they're incredible creatures. So we've just come up, Sal's come up and give me a hand today with the strimming, which is fantastic. So I've just come round and given it a royal spruce up here with the tractor, giving it a good mow, made it all look lovely. So I'll give you a little look, because it does look absolutely stunning at this time of year, with especially with all the flag iris starting to really come out. It's absolutely marvellous. All right, well look, this video, hope you enjoy it. Loads of different bits and bobs in it, and some absolutely belting fish as well. All right, catch this, guys. Bye-bye. Bonjour. Okay, down the lake. As I said, I was going to get down here and try and fix this feeder, and I found two holes look like two shots to me. Whether they went off of something somewhere or someone's just been playing silly buggers. Two little holes, but they're obviously over time, especially as I think the reason that they were probably just above the water line, but because when I went away fishing for the week, I really filled the feeder and gave it a, I had 100 kilo in there, probably pushed it below and meant that it just kept trickling in. So it would have been a bit of carnage, because the bloody thing would have filled up on one float and completely gone over, which would have been as the French say, catastrophe. Oui, exactement. So anyway, so I got that fixed. You can hear in the background pumps going, filling up the tank. Weather forecast looking quite good for this coming end of this week into the week after at the moment. Water temperatures are around at 18 degrees, so the fish have had a really nice, especially in Fensmere. This is already gone, these have already spawned. But Fensmere being a bit deeper, fish being under pressure, then big girls, they need to have that stable temperature coming up through sort of 16, 17, 18 degrees and know that it's going to be okay. But it does look good. I mean, we've had rain today, but it's still quite muggy and humid. So I've got a feeling after these anglers have left, we're going to have a really good week and we could get the fish spawning. So I'm prepping the tank anyway. I've got more spawning ropes to make this week, and I'll go through that process again with you, and get them ready. Hopefully get this out. I've already fed them now to counteract the fact this feeder hasn't been working. And I'm also going to go around to the top end and play around with some sandbags to see if I can manipulate the stream height and get a nice flow coming through here. Now they've spawned, water temperature's up, everything's looking good. I'm starting to feed a lot heavier, so it's nice getting even more water coming through the lake. So that's it for the moment. If anything else comes up, I'll let you know. Catch you. Bye-bye. So anyway, here you go. There's the old holies, the holier than holies. Look, they look like bloody gunshots to me. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? Someone's been playing silly buggers, or an accident's occurred. But something's blooming happened, that's for sure, because it hasn't done that ever before. Well, back from the farm. Managed to get the float off of the feeder, and yeah, as you saw, two look like bloody bullet holes in there. Anyway, don't know what it is, but we'll fix it tomorrow. All right, it's pouring down with rain again. Bit of a change in the weather, so I'm going to work on increasing the thickness of these of the spawning ropes I made for last year. Just wasn't enough material in them, so I'm going to put a heap more in. It's going to take you through that process. I'll give you a little look at the existing ones and sort of how they look once they've been in the water for a while, and then show you just the material I'm going to use and just go through the process. Super simple. So if you're doing a little a little spawning process at home in your pond or anything like that, then this is a really good method to use instead of having to buy the normal plasticky koi ropes, spawning ropes that you can buy. All right, I'll take you through the process. Okay, so there's the spawning ropes. I've just got them out of their storage, and they're obviously these are the usual spawning ropes that you can buy. They're the koi ones. They do like them and they do spawn on them, no problem. But these things are definitely better. Quite a soft material, which is just like a shade cloth material. But you can see it becomes like, it really is like weed by the end of it. So it's a really good medium for them to spawn on. But these ones are a little bit too thin, and they're a little bit too short. So I'm going to add to that, and I'll just show you the gear that I'm using. It's quite simple. I've used multiple different types, but this is basically like a shade cloth or what you're using here to to cover your plants. It's just a what is it? Sorry, just a plasticky material. It's UV resistant, obviously, so it's not going to just deteriorate over time. And I shall cut this up into strips. Just cut this down into a few inch strips across here. Loads and loads and loads of strips. Once I've got all them cut up, then I'll show you how I fit them onto them ropes. Just a 3-ply rope, so as you can imagine, you just open up the ply, push it through and pull it through, and then you've got your spawning ropes. All right, let's get on with it. All right, then let's start adding to our existing ropes. So I've cut up a load of that now, as you probably saw, and I haven't given these a clean out yet. What we generally do is I'll hang these all out, get them soaked, and they'll all stretch out and be fine. But you see how I've only got, it's just not enough material here with just a couple pulled through. So it's a very simple process. Obviously, you're just opening and teasing open the 3 plies, and then getting one and pulling it through. I'll just go in halfway. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to add a couple more to each one, so that I'll really make them nice and thick. And then it's going to give a great medium for the fish to spawn on, which will really just act like weed when it's in the water. So you sort of get the gist of it. I'm going to go through. Do a little time lapse, but as I say, it's a very simple process. It's not difficult. You gotta have a bit of patience cutting up all this gear. But as you'll have seen, I did it when it was all folded. It makes it a darn sight easier than trying to faff about with it in the long lengths, because it can be a bit painful that way. Well, yeah, just pulling it through, and then we're good to go. Put another one in there. These will be nice and thick spawning ropes then, and perfect. I shall hang them out, get these all wet and all ready to rock and roll. But as you can see and get the gist of, lovely jubbly. All right, catches. Right then, so here we go. This is one finished product. As you can see, the old stuff here was a bit shorter, and it will stretch out a little bit, but this is what it goes like. It's actually quite a soft, really quite pliable, nice medium. It's like a weed. So I've added to it now, making it much, much denser and thicker. Now you can put this on a couple of ways. You can either, because it actually floats up like weed, you can stake it out between posts, and then I've got lead wrapped on here to keep it down. Or because my fish are still really, really keen on spawning on their old tree grounds, but they haven't got the trees there anymore, I'm just going to hang these from the trees. So these weights will be needed just to keep that down in the water, and then this will just float and billow around in the water. So there you go, spawning ropes. Nice and thick. I'm really liking the look of them. They're going to be absolutely bloody marvellous. Right, Christy. So, little bit tedious, obviously, but at the end of the day, I think a better product than the plastic with wire through the middle koi ropes that you can get. So if you're doing any spawning, you know, again, remember what I'm trying to do is a couple of things with using spawning ropes in the lakes. I don't want too many fish coming through and growing through. So by having removed all the snags, I've actually taken a lot of their natural habitat for spawning away. So therefore I need to add some, because then it makes the you know, the job for those big females a lot easier to have an area where they're confident to spawn in, and make sure that they do spawn. It means then they're not going to come right in on the tree root areas, which they obviously get damaged when they're smashing around and the males are giving them a load of jip. And the second major importance is I'm taking all them eggs out of the lake. So the chances of me getting multiple fish coming through as, you know, small carp are far less. And then I can control them out of a brood stock, which I know. You know, my brood stock in Fensmere is a special group of fish. So therefore, I know already the potential of those fish. So genetically, they're super sound. I've got both the royales, the cardinals and leanies there, which are now sexually mature. So I'm going to get a cross of each of them. And then I can bring them up and grade them as they come through this summer. And so there's multiple reasons for doing it this way, not just, you know, not just to get fish for growing on, but also to remove fish from the lake and stop them growing on in Fensmere and then causing me to have to drain it down, net them, put the fish through stress in a few years' time to remove unwanted biomass. So anyway, hope that helps anyone wanting to do any of this. Pretty simple process, doesn't cost very much, and is a pretty good way of doing it. All right, catch you by that. Right, finally all done. It's a bit of a tedious process, and all the silt in there's got right up my ooter and giving me a throat like a Comanche's moccasin. So I'm going to have to go and have another grim bastard in a minute because I'm very thirsty. But I'll show you exactly how it looks. They've come out really nice. I think they're going to be perfect for the fish this spawning season. Go. All nice and thick. There's loads of it there, so it's going to be a perfect medium and for them to spawn onto. I'm going to hang these out now. Get them all wet, give them a bit of a clean out, get them all separated and ready, and I'll hang them out there on the fence. Just hope Sally doesn't let her horses out because they'll eat them and then I'll have to make them all again. Here we go. So this is what you go, 69.5 pound. Wow. Look at her, dorsal's up. What an absolute unit.
Hold on a second. No rush.
What an absolute unit. Well done, mate. What a beast.
69.12.
6, yeah, very close. She was very close to 70 pounds. 69.5. Yeah, pick her up like the banjo.
I can't pick it up.
No, she is an absolute weapon.
Beautiful fin.
What a creature, mate.
Here we go. There's your fin here, Tom. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just trying to get the arm under.
Yeah, she's a big unit. She's a big old unit.
I can't pick it up anymore. Tip the front of the mat down. Okay. And I'll lift her over the top. Okay. There we go. Come on, my beauty. Oh, there you go.
There we go. The beauty being in the water.
Thank you very much. Wow. Wow, what a beast.
Well done, mate. How good's that? Well done. Awesome work. Bloody marvellous. How good's that? Fan-fucking-tastic. All right, mission accomplished. Float's fixed. All put back together and all hunky-dory. And yeah, hopefully I won't get shot again by some bloody Herbert. That'd be good. So yeah, I'm just towing her back out, fill her back up, and get these fish fed. I've filled up the tank now, ready for the spawning ropes, which will be on this video. And yeah, get back to the boys after their 69.5, the split lateral last night, which was just a stunning capture and a stunning fish. Going to be the fourth 70 very soon in Fensmere. So it's not bad. I'm pretty happy about it. And just a beautiful fish, you know, not not a mongrel, it's just a long beast. It's got more frame. I think it you know, it's got potential to go 80 pound. I'm just hoping the boys, I just want to see the general now. I know he's there, I know she's there, I've seen her. I just want to see her on the bank and see how big she is actually, because all these other fish have put like 4 or 5 pound on since last year. And she came out at 75.5 last year in May. So there is a very good potential Fensmere could have its first 80. And that would be a biblical thing. So anyway, I'm going to cut out for now, put this together as a little video to update for tonight, and maybe there'll be some more fish on it. So catch you, bye bye. So I'm just about to go up the farm this morning, do some mowing, and one of the new residents at Fensmere that we put in from the fish farms just come out. 62.4, well done, Tone. 260s in the session, first time ever after all these years. How freaking good's that?
Thank you, Mark.
Mega, mate, mega.
Absolutely
really stoked
amazing.
for you, mate. Really stoked for you.
Bloody
I tell you what, Kev Ellis would be very proud of that banjo stance, wouldn't he, eh? Yeah, he'd be watching this. He'd go, that's that bloke who wound me up saying he was a bailiff at Reynard. Yeah, brilliant.
Licence?
Yeah.
Licence, s'il vous plaît.
Licence. Well done,
Off
mate.
she
Well
goes.
done.
Thank you very much.
Look at that. What a ripper. Oh, what they say? High 40, maybe low 50. Yeah. Brilliant.
That's not Gilly.
Brilliant. Well
He's
done.
new at this.
Bloody marvellous. All right, so the holding tank. I actually don't need to put, because we let the grass all grow up round here, I won't need to put any manure in here, because this will break down. I will take some of this out, but this is going to break down and create some lovely water for the daphnia and that to grow in. So this will break down really nicely and act as a fertilizer basically for this pond. I will take some out. I'll come up with the net tomorrow just to thin that out just a little bit. But as you can see, it's all looking rather bloody lovely, isn't it? I'm gonna get Sally, she's missed a bit. I won't tell her, she'll give me a clip round the ear hole. Right, what's going on up here? Oh, this is where it starts to look bloody marvellous. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Love these old flag iris. It's been planting them out all round everywhere in Fensmere, and they're really starting to take now, which is just gorgeous. They just look so stunning at this time of year. Great bankside vegetation as well. This is where on the windward shore. So this takes, all the pounding of the wind that comes down this valley. So super important to have this bank, which is the dam, with good bankside vegetation, just to hold everything in place and really stabilise that bank. Otherwise you can really get some erosion there. But yeah, she's not looking too bad, is she? Fish moving absolutely everywhere. I'm going to go out and give them another bit of feed. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Lovely time. Here we go. So I was up there doing some mowing, and this fish is another fish we stocked from the farm this year at 48.5. It's called the thick wrist, and it's an absolute belter. It's destined to become a beast. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Lovely jubbly. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Well done, lovely work.